Up until the late 20th century, Bogota was the scene of a series of bloody civil wars, riots and coups. The colour yellow shines out from the Colombian flag as a tribute to one of its most emblematic national treasures, gold. Here, this precious metal has its own museum. Despite the plundering of treasures over the centuries, Colombia still possesses the world's largest collection of gold objects. The most beautiful jewels of pre-Columbian civilization are restored in the museum's workshops. Ana Maria Gonzalez is an anthropologist. She has worked at the Museum of Gold for 7 years.
Are you going to restore that?
Yes, of course. Once we've cleaned it, I'm going to join these two parts together.
How will you do that? Will you solder them?
No, with ceres. That's the nylon fabric you stick on the back of the piece to strengthen it. It's transparent, so you can still see the surface, whilst strengthening the damaged parts, such as those cracks there. There's another one. You'll need to check the edges as well. I'll have to strengthen all of that, because this piece is going to be exhibited and handled. Look, if you hold it up to the light, it's easier to detect the cracks.
Metalwork was developed in Colombia 2,500 years ago. The expertise was handed down from Peruvians living in the Andes, where it was discovered 4,000 years ago. Gold was collected from the riverbeds on the Pacific coast.
Visitors to the museum come here to see the gold, the treasure, but we're also interested in the people behind these pieces. Of course, the people who made these pieces must have made lots of mistakes before managing to make the perfect piece. Let me show you these pieces. They're incredible.
Gold was used by pre-Columbian civilizations as a currency, so it is also a symbol of power. It was mainly carried by the caciques, the chiefs in charge of the city.
Look at this piece. It was worn in the ear. Today, we would call it a plug. It was used to stretch the earlobe. Back in the day, they would attach this other piece through these hoops. The effect was very striking. This piece is a nose ring. It was hung between the nostrils. It makes noise as well. Just imagine the cacique with his earplugs and his nose ring. Listen to the sound it makes. It was worn like this.
Founded in 1938, the museum has about 35,000 gold pieces in its collection, as well as pieces made of tombac, a copper and zinc alloy. The objects come mainly from the Andes, the Caribbean coast, and the Sierra Nevada de Santa Marta.
This room is called People and Gold in pre-Hispanic Colombia. It tells the story of the indigenous people who lived in the various regions of Colombia. We already have 54,000 pieces in the collection, 33,000 of which are made of gold. I'm going to show you something that is really linked to the colour yellow for us. Yellow isn't just for gold. What was so precious about the colour yellow for indigenous people was that it was the colour of their god, the biggest and most important of their gods, namely the sun. The sun was the god that gave them life and food. It gave them everything. And yellow, in addition to being linked to the sun and to gold, is also the colour of maize. Maize is a basic foodstuff in America. It is still part of our diet today. So, yellow also symbolises maize. This museum is more than a museum of archaeology. It not only tells us about our pre-Hispanic past, it also shows Colombian and foreign visitors the values and cultural diversity of our country today. The aim of this museum is to highlight these issues, to give people a greater understanding of one another, so that we can achieve our ideal of being able to live together in peace.